There's something special about a bubbling tray of potatoes, creamy sauce, and crispy golden top that just pulls you in. Hi, I'm Bruno, and today we're making a Portuguese classic, flipping it just a bit and making the kind of comfort food that makes you stop after the first bite. It's not called gratin, but it's a love letter to it. Same soul, different story. And it might even make your grandma raise an eyebrow before she asks for seconds. Let's do it. Let's start this dish not with shortcuts, but with soul. We're building a broth from scratch, then poaching our chicken right in it, so every bite is steeped in flavor, not just coated in it. It's one pot, one process, setting the tone for everything that follows. First, remove the skin from your chicken thighs. Don't throw them out, those skins are pure gold. Set the meat aside for now, and let's build our base. In an oven tray, I'll add our chicken skins, chicken bones if you have any, the chopped carrot, quartered onion, and a whole head of garlic sliced clean through the middle. No peeling, no fuss, rustic is the rule here. Drizzle generously with olive oil and roast at 200 Celsius for about 30 minutes. And while it cooks, let yourself slow down. Just wait and breathe. Because what comes out of that oven? Well, roasted stuff, but full of flavor. And don't skip this roast. This is what takes the broth from good to unforgettable. Scrape everything, every last crispy bit, into a large pot. Use a splash of water if you need to lift the brown bits. Now gently add your chicken thighs. And in the pot, add water, bay leaves, a pinch of salt and white pepper. Bring it all into a gentle simmer. Not a boil, we're not rushing this. Let them poach slowly in their aromatic broth. No bubbling chaos, just soft, steady heat. This slow poach does double duty. It deepens the broth and infuses the chicken with garlic, roasted onion and warmth. Let it all simmer gently together for about 60 minutes until the chicken is tender and pulls apart with no resistance. Pull the chicken out and let it rest for a few minutes. While it cools, strain the broth. What's left is a golden liquid that smells like a memory, warm, savory, and impossibly inviting. Now we're gonna shred the chicken into pieces. Use your hands, use forks, it doesn't matter. You want rustic pieces, not uniformity. Some strands, some chunks, let it be imperfect. Let it feel like home. And I know, this feels like a lot for a weekday. I hear you. If time is tight, you can absolutely use store-bought broth and rotisserie chicken. Set your shredded chicken aside. Keep that golden broth warm nearby. We're ready to build the heart of the filling. Grab a large frying pan and send it over medium heat. Drizzle a little olive oil, just enough to coat the bottom. Let it warm until it shimmers. Toss your diced pepper and onion. You can slice them into strips or cut them into little cubes. It's up to you. The key is to cook it until it softens and starts to caramelize at the edges. This will add sweetness and depth, especially if you let it melt into the mix a little. Stir occasionally, let everything soften and mingle. The oil should coat the vegetables, turning them glossy, fragrant, and just a little indulgent. When it's done, now comes a hit of soul, chorizo. You want it minced, just blitz it for a quick, effective job. Little flavor bombs. And toss it in. The moment that chorizo hits the pan, it should start to sizzle and spit, releasing smoky, garlicky, paprika-rich oil. That sound? That's flavor being born. Stir it gently and let it render for a few minutes. You want the edges to crisp slightly, but not burn. The color should go from brick red to deeper rust. And once the chorizo has released its oils and turned the bottom of your pan into a beautiful reddish gold, now bring in your shredded chicken. Toss it in the pan and stir gently to combine. The smoky oil from the chorizo coats the chicken, the sweetness of the peppers plays against the savoriness of the meat, and everything starts to taste like it was always meant to be together. Give it a minute or two on the heat, just enough to bring everything up to temperature and help the flavors mingle. To add some crunch and nuttiness, I'm gonna add some peanuts. You can use any nut you love except the one that holds your IKEA furniture together. That's nuts. Too much? And at this point, you could eat it straight from the pan. I won't judge, but hold on, set the filling aside, and now we're making a velouté. And we're giving it a Portuguese soul with a few tiny twists. Set your saucepan over medium heat and drop your butter. Let it melt slowly until it starts to foam a little. Golden, glossy, ready to welcome the flour. Now whisk in an equal amount of flour. Use a wooden spoon, a spatula, or a whisk. Stir constantly, letting it cook for about 2 minutes. And if it smells like toast or warm almonds, you're on the right track. Now comes the broth. Slowly start adding ladlefuls of that golden chicken stock you made earlier. Whisk as you pour. Go slow at first, it'll seize up a little bit, then it will loosen, and it will smooth out into something glossy and gorgeous. This moment always feels like a little bit of magic to me. Just keep adding broth, whisking as you go until the sauce starts to resemble a warm custard. You should coat the back of the spoon, but still flow like a rich soup, not a pudding. And now we season. not just with salt and white pepper, but with character. A spoon of mustard, a little bit of dark soy sauce. This is my secret umami booster. And a touch of sugar. And you might be thinking, isn't this a lot of ingredients for a sauce? Most of it is already in your pantry, and once you've done it once, you'll find yourself making this for everything. And now for the final flourish, some cheese. I'll stir in a handful of shredded mozzarella and a little parmesan for sharpness. Keep it over low heat, just enough to melt the cheese without clumping. Stir gently. The sauce should thicken slightly more as the cheese melts, becoming velvety and rich. This is the part where the spoon starts to drag just a little as it moves through. That's when you know it's ready. Taste it. Adjust. Does it need more salt? Crack of white pepper? Don't be afraid to tweak. This is your sauce now. Set it aside, but keep it close. In just a minute, it's going to meet the chicken and potatoes. And today I'm gonna use sweet potatoes. Peel them gently. There's something grounding about this part. A rhythm. Now I will slice them thin. Really thin. If you have a mandolin, now it's the time to use it. But don't worry if you don't. A sharp knife and a steady hand can do the job beautifully. And the thinner the slice, the faster and more evenly they cook. Make sure to rinse them to lose excess starch and dry them after, the best you can. Instead of layering these slices on top of the dish, we're taking it up a notch. We're deep frying the potatoes first. Heat up your oil in a deep pan or fryer until it's hot enough to bubble gently around the edge of a slice. Around 170-180 is perfect. Drop the slices in carefully, in batches. You can overcrowd a little bit because the potatoes will shrink. And listen, that gentle crackle, that's the sound of comfort being made. Let them fry until they reduce in size and you can see all the crispy edges on the outside. Scoop them out with a slotted spoon and drain on paper towels. While they're still hot, sprinkle with a little salt. They'll stay crisp and seasoned, ready to crown our gratin with crunch and character. Let's build our gratin. Grab a baking dish and start layering. First, that beautiful chicken on the bottom. Next, pour your veloute right over the top, enough to hug the filling but not drown it. Then carefully layer your potatoes over everything, overlapping like fish scales. And once your top is fully covered, finish with a sprinkle of cheese, more mozzarella, a little parmesan. Finish with a little bit of olive oil, and wow, it looks incredible already. Slide the dish into a hot oven, 200 Celsius. And bake until the cheese is melted and everything is bubbling at the edges. Keep an eye on it so we don't burn the potatoes. We're looking for some texture here, crispy on top, soft and creamy underneath. And once it's out of the oven, let it sit for a few minutes. This will help everything settle and make serving neater. Plus, it gives you a moment to breathe in that aroma. It's creamy, cheesy, a little smoky, and somehow deeply familiar. Serve it with a crisp green salad, maybe some crusty bread to swipe through the sauce, or honestly, just a fork and a corner of the dish to yourself. And the first bite hits like a warm hug. Silky sauce, crispy potatoes, that bit of charred crunch from the top layer, and then bam! The chorizo comes in with a little heat and smoke. The chicken, juicy, tender, full of broth-soaked flavor. And if you love this dish, check this video where you have the inspiration to create this dish. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you there. Bye!